It's not over.
Stop the fight!
People.
Everybody, I come here for everybody. Kill everybody. I'm the champ. I'm the king. Kill everybody. Ah!
All right, guys, welcome back to Broke Bets. Lane here with you, and I got my co-host, as always, Carson. What is up?
Oh, what's going on? Coming off the high of UFC 300, and now we're coming to Nicolau versus Perez here.
Back to the Apex, baby, where we want to be. We'll talk about 300 a little bit more at the end of the video, but guys, let's just get into it. So we got first fight, Maheshate versus Gabriel Benitez. We're going to go with Maheshate. I mean, 24 years old. He's been pretty good. I mean, you face Borshev, you're not a grappler, and getting knocked out, there's no shame in that. I mean, you're facing one of the best boxers in the sport, I would say. And, you go toe-to-toe with him on the feet, you're probably not going to get the result you want. But I think just the difference in age is going to be big here. And Gabriel Benitez, for a 35-year-old, this dude looks like older than Jim Miller. I mean, in that last fight, Jim Miller just outworked him all the way through. And I just feel like Machete's hands will just be better. And I'm gonna take a third-round knockout. I think that the damage adds up, and Machado hits his big punch and finishes the fight.
Yeah, he's only 24 years old right now. He's got decent hands. He likes to throw straights, and he's got a pretty good right straight. That's the punch he knocked out Steve Garcia with in his UFC debut. So, he uses his jab really well, and the right after that. So, Gabriel Benitez, 35 years old, hasn't looked the best of late. Just got whopped by Jim Miller, and I think he's on the decline now. So, I like Machado rising up here. Yeah,
Machado. Got out grappled. That's been one of those other weaknesses with Rafa Garcia, but Benitez isn't known as much as a grappler as he is he's just a kicker, and that's kind of his game. Machate's got to be careful for that, but once again, faster, younger, and hungrier. So, yeah. Machado, KO, round 3. Okay, for the next fight, we have Ivana Petrovic versus Liang. Going with Petrovic, it's just the obvious pick here. Liang is kill or be killed, and it's mostly just get killed. It's not even, there's not even like the good side of things. She'll just go apeshit in round 1 and lose all of her energy, use no technique, and then just get killed in round 2 or late round 1. Petrovic, I'm not impressed either. I mean, she's your average chick fighter. She's like Joanne Wood. She's like the girl who even beat her, Luan Carolina. Like, just very middle-of-the-road fighter you're going to find. And she'll clinch her if she has to, slow her down, soon take it to the ground and win it there. And we know Liang will probably want to get this fight to the ground, but I don't think she'll even have success there. So, yeah, give me Petrovic.
Yeah, Petrovic is pretty long, 5'8", and now Liang 5'5". So, yeah, I think Petrovic will use her length, and now Liang will slow down, gas out, and get finished like she normally does. When's the last time we've seen a chick fighter only go to one decision in her career? That's pretty much unheard of now. She's, like you said, she's been getting killed in every single one of her fights. 0-3 in the UFC, and I see that going to 0-4 here shortly.
Yeah, and Petrovic, extremely active guard off her back, too. She was fishing for arm bars versus Carolina, trying to throw triangle submission attempts. I mean, could, work on getting up a little bit more, but these are chick fighters, and this is what they do. I'm going submission, round 2. I'm just going to say Liang gets extremely tired and stupid as always. So, yeah, Petrovic, submission, round 2. Okay, for the next fight, we have James Llontop versus Gabe Green. Probably not saying Llontop, isn't it? Like, the double L is different in Spanish. I can't fucking remember. We're going with Llontop, though. I mean, Gabe Green, I don't think he's horrible. I don't think he's great. But he did just get knocked out told. I mean, it was nearly a year ago, but he's coming down a weight class as well. He's coming down to 155. Already I'd say a decent sized welterweight. This cut should be pretty diminishing on him. And Llontop, while I'm not super impressed, I just do think that his chin will hold up better than Gabe Green's. And I mean, look at Gabe Green's fight IQ versus Brian Battle. Just literally throwing. God, I really shouldn't use the word on YouTube, but R-word punches, I'll just say. And then just getting clipped so easily.
Juliana Pena impression.
Yes, I mean, Christ. But like Llontop, not super impressed either. I kind of see this fight as a pick'em. Malik Lewis was completely gassed on Contender Series after in the middle of round 1, and he couldn't finish him. I don't see crazy striking ability. I do see a good ability to maybe mix in kicks and use the right hand, but for the most part, I think we're going to have a pretty even battle here to a decision. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it'll be pretty close. Gabe Green kind of is a tough guy. Obviously not in his last one against Battle where he got starched, but previously Ian Gary couldn't finish him, and then Johan Linnes knocked him down 2 or 3 times in that first and second round, and Linnes gassed out, and Gabe Green was able to take over and finish him there. That's that or Phil Rose, probably his best win. He hasn't been too impressive, but Llontop, yeah, he looked okay in his Contender Series fight. He's on like a 10-fight win streak or so. Mixes in the kicks really well, works the body as well. Yeah, he's just all right everywhere, I guess. But yeah, I think it'll be a close fight that goes to decision here.
I kind of want to take a stab at the over, but when you see what Gabe Green did in his last fight, I'm like, I don't know if I'd bet an over when you just walk out and get knocked out. So,
and cutting down that extra 15 pounds, is his chin going to hold up like it has previously before the last one?
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, this interesting fight though. I think, and again, in my eyes, a pick'em, or if you're a betting man, I think dog or pass on this type of fight. So,
yeah, that's fair.
All right, Llontop by decision. Okay, for the next fight, we got Ketlen Souza versus Marnic Mann. The two girls I believe shouldn't be in the UFC. Marnic Mann especially. So you got to go with Ketlen Souza. This is just a snoozer of a matchup. Everyone's going to be on their couch for this one. I just feel like Ketlen Souza's going to be better in the stand-up. You watch Marnic Mann stand-up, it's awful. She wants to get the fight to the ground. The funny part is, Souza's ground game is awful. I remember when this Karine Silva fight popped up. Karine Silva by finish was like plus money something, and every one of Karine Silva's wins are by finish, and Souza just had a horrible ground game. If you go back and watch her Invicta fights, just bad ground game. I just gotta stick with the damage side of Souza. Again, I would not bet anything on this type of fight, so yeah. Give me Souza by decision.
Yeah. Marnic Mann's super tiny, too. She's only 5 feet tall. So maybe Souza's able to use her size advantage here in this one. Land the more damaging shots and land more damage here, but yeah. Won't be all that entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, Marnic Mann's like a atom weight, and like you even said, she's 5 foot, but she's not like a super buff 5 foot. She's like she's just definitely not even meant for the UFC weight classes. So that's all there needs to be said for this one, folks. All right, Souza by decision. Okay, for the next fight, we have Carson and I's second favorite heavyweight behind Chris Barnett, Don'Tale Mayes versus Caio Machado. Again, man, these low-level heavyweight fights are just absolutely horrible matchups, but this one will make you laugh. Every one of these bad heavyweight matchups makes me laugh. So, going with Don'Tale Mayes, I don't have any confidence in it. I think that Mayes is extremely low-level, and Machado is equally there. Mays just maybe more striking experience, and I don't know, maybe a takedown ability to get on top. That's an option. Otherwise, Mays especially will slow down. What I really like in this fight is the over 1.5 because both these guys, I think they'll struggle to finish each other when they still have some gas, but when one gets tired, there may be a finish. So give me Mays by decision. See how this one goes, though.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be set at 2.5 or 1.5. Probably 2.5, I'd imagine. They don't really finish much of their better competition.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Dontel Mays, it's probably just a little more active. Yeah, he got stuck against the fence against Sakai, but I don't think Machado here will be clinching him all that much here. Yeah, Machado, he did not look good at all in his Contender Series fight. Looked a little better against Parkin, but yeah, still did not look very good at all.
Got taken down easily. He just was faster than Parkin. That was one of the big things. Parkin just looked incredibly slow. Mays, it's just unbelievable. Like, he's like such a big dude. No athleticism. He seems like one of those black anime guys just with the way he moves in the octagon. And he wants to be like Israel Adesanya when he fights. It's like, dude, you can't move like that. You can't move hardly at all to begin with. And I cannot not bring it up, but when he fought Hamdi, that trip that he went for and he fell, if you need to watch film, watch that fight. There's one of the funniest moments where Dontel Mays attempts a trip and he just falls down. It's perfect. But yeah, gotta stick with Mays. Any more thoughts here?
No.
All right, Mays by decision. Okay, for the next fight, we have Austen Hubbard versus Michal Figlak. Going with Figlak. This is a tough one. Another type of pick'em fight in my eyes. You got Hubbard, a veteran, has been in a lot of higher level fights, you could say. But also, in my opinion, this lacks a lot of aggression. This dude just kind of lets fights go by. I mean, you even see it in the Holloway fight. He just kind of touches, looks for a takedown, and it's just not super impressive. I feel like at least Figlak trying to move forward, trying to do damage, getting outworked by Perez Ziam. No fucking shocker there. I mean, Ziam's fast, kickboxing style. He did get taken down a lot in that fight, but just with the way the tough fighters have been losing lately, give me Figlak.
Yeah. I think he'll be going for it. Like his name, he's a mad dog. He tends to push the pace or whatever he likes to do. He just likes to keep throwing with volume. Hubbard, like you said, he just doesn't go for it. He's on tough, so they're on a big losing streak. The only tough guy worth mentioning is probably Brian Battle. He's the only one worth something.
True.
Yeah, Figlak, he's a long layoff too. I think this will be like a 1.5-ish. So how much has he improved since then? I don't know. He's only 27 years old now, so I think he will improve.
And I don't think he was all horrible in his Perez Ziam fight. I think when you're just kind of outgunned versus someone who's a better striker and they're so long that you can't get them to the ground, it makes it a tough fight for anybody. So coming in against somebody with a similar frame, you might have a better chance here.
Yeah, I think Figlak struggled with the size of Ziam and Ziam's strength. He just outmuscled him for a lot of those grappling situations.
Right. And I gotta mention, Figlak's legs, they're massive, but they're almost massive in a bad way. Like, his torso looks tiny compared to his thighs, and I feel like carrying all that weight in your thighs is probably not the best thing. But anyway, yeah, give us Figlak by decision. I like the over here. Okay, for the next fight, we have Rani Yahya versus Victor Henry. Give us Victor Henry. Victor Henry's been kind of strange. He's been the ups and downs here in the UFC. The nut shot that stopped that fight, close split decision, lost to a Sunsao. I mean, he's facing good opponents. That's the one thing you can kind of give him. Yahya, on the other hand, there's just been the era of being just the jiu-jitsu guy has just gone away. You just can't do the one thing anymore, and especially when your wrestling isn't phenomenal either. I mean, Yahya's wrestling's decent, but it's not to the level where like Gilbert Burns can be and these other guys. So I think his time's up. 39 years old. I mean, Henry's not a young buck himself, but it feels like he's just going to outpoint Yahya to a decision, and Yahya's been somewhat durable here in the UFC. I mean, getting knocked out by Montel Jackson's not shocking. So, yeah.
Yeah, 39 years old for Yahya. He doesn't have a single KO in MMA, so that's kind of strange. Yeah, he's submission specialist, BJJ guy. I think Victor Henry will just avoid those takedowns and avoid going to the ground with him and just throw volume on the feet. I think he wins the decision. Victor Henry's also never been subbed before or KO'd. So I don't really see Yahya changing that. Yeah,
I mean, it's just not an interesting fight, to say the least, and that's with a lot of these fights. I think people are past.
I'm not sure why Victor Henry's getting a favorable matchup here after he fakes a nut shot.
I still don't know how to feel about that. I feel like the Basharat brothers just took out all their anger on Victor Henry, but I have no idea.
Yeah.
The man could have tennis balls for testicles. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, Henry by decision. Okay, for the next fight, we have Tim Means versus Uros Medic. Going with Medic here. Stylistically, I think this is just a much better matchup. You know, you look at Medic facing Orlabai on short notice, a grappler. That's just a nightmare matchup for anybody, especially when your game is just not grappling. Coming here against Tim Means, you know, Tim Means isn't really known for his wrestling. He can do it, but it's not really his game for the most part. Tim Means, you know, likes to use straight weapons, his jab and his left hand a lot, and Medic, he's just a little bit more explosive, faster, and he's a finisher in his career. So I'm going to take Medic by a second round knockout. I think the damage adds up a little bit here on Tim. 40 years old, reaction timing maybe isn't all there, but gotta watch out for Medic slowing down. That's the one thing.
Yeah, he doesn't have the best cardio. All of his wins are by finish, or I should say all of his fights have all been finishes. Never been to decision before. He's a killer. I think he's really entertaining. He's got a ton of power in that left hand. Yeah, he does slow down after the first, but you see he was able to fight through that and finish Semmelsberger in that third round, which was super impressive. I think he got knocked down twice in that fight. So really like that to see him battle back throughout that fight and finish Semmelsberger. Yeah, Tim Means, he's getting subbed a ton of late, but that's just not Medic's game at all. So, yeah, Holland was able to club and sub him, knock him down first. But yeah, I think Medic here will eventually find that KO in this second round.
I think it's just a matter of speed, and like
exactly.
The way that Medic has been slowing down is when people put just march forward on him, and I feel like Means doesn't really have that style, and he can do it. You know, he's been in those types of fights, but over the course of time, I just haven't seen him be that person. So, yeah, Medic KO round 2. Okay, for the next fight, we have Jonathan Pearce versus David Onama. This is a tough one to call, in my opinion. I mean, I think I'm gonna give this one to Carson. We're gonna go with Jonathan Pearce, but I'm very on the fence. I'm kind of leaning Onama. It feels like both these guys have had, you know, they're both dominant in their areas of one game, and in Pearce it's the grappling, and in Onama it's the power and his striking. But I feel like either one of these guys could gas out, and the other one could easily just put a whooping on the other. So, what are your thoughts? I think it's Pearce by decision. Am I correct?
Yeah, no, that's what I would lean towards. But yeah, I mean, Onama, he's a killer. All of his wins are by finish here as well. He's very entertaining as well. Never gives up. He's never been finished. But Pearce, I just think his grappling game will tire Onama out, and Onama will just gas out a little bit, and Pearce will be able to just lay on him, I would say, for the majority of this fight. Yeah, I mean, Onama's probably doing a lot more damage, I would say, if it is on the feet. And if it stays on the feet, I think Onama could finish him, but I just think Pearce will be able to find those takedowns and grapple with him.
This is one of those fights to really watch the live betting line, because if Pearce is holding a crazy high pace and he stands up in round 2 and you can just see he's a little tired and maybe Onama has lit more in the tank possibly, you got a chance there. Onama's been one of these guys similar to like Duplessis and whatever, like he's real tired, his body language looks bad, but he fights through it, and he, like that Gabriel Santos fight, he got exhausted, and then he got a second wind in round 2 or 3 or whatever when he got that knockout. And, the Landwehr fight survived all of that. I mean, cardio's not great, the power's there, but the body language always looks strange. Pearce, when he's... Sorry, go ahead.
I will say for Onama, he was able to get out of some really bad position. He was on the ground. I know Santos and in the last one had the body triangle on him, all sealed up pretty tight, and Onama was just able to power through that and just flip out of that and get in top position there. So he is entertaining. He does fight out of those bad positions that he's in. This will be a really good fight, I think.
I've actually seen that back thing too in that Mason Jones fight. Onama got taken down like 8 times in that fight, but he did have you get taken down 8 times, that still means you got up 8 times or whatever amount of times, So he is getting up in a lot of these instances. But yeah, that swivel off the back, he's done that a couple times. Skinny waist maybe, I don't know how the hell that he makes it happen, but. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Pearce's style, to be honest, but yeah, matchup-wise, the high pace, the small cage, that's the thing that'll really help Jonathan Pearce in this type of a fight. But, yeah.
Maybe Onama's able to throw up a submission on the bottom, but, I don't know.
Interesting fight. All right, Pearce by decision. Okay, for the next fight, we have Jhonata Diniz versus Austen Lane. He shares his last name is my first name. Well, taking Diniz, Austen Lane is not good at all. Diniz I don't see him as a great fighter, to be honest, either. He's kind of slow for a heavyweight, but he does keep his hands up. He has actually pretty decent technique. He throws a lot of hooks, but if he has a pop at the end of his punch, and people get hurt. So give me Diniz, KO round 1. Austen Lane, just not enough protection to the chin. Bad feeling for range. Eye gouger. I mean, you might win by a DQ here for Diniz. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Austen Lane, pretty much all he has going for him is his size. 6'6". He's a massive heavyweight. Height-wise. For Diniz, former kickboxer, he's got pretty good striking. He likes to throw a left hook and then a right straight right after it. He did that against in his last fight, in the Contender Series fight. He cracked him right down the middle. You like to see that. Those straight punches, those will beat the wild hooks that Lane throws. So I feel like he's going to throw that combo and knock Lane out in that first round. Diniz, all of his wins are by KO, and they all are in that first round as well. Lane, he's been finished 4 times, all of them first round KOs. So
it's in the writing.
That's the path to victory I see here.
I think you just laid it out plain and simple right there. Diniz, KO round 1. Okay, for the next fight, we have Karine Silva versus Ariane Lipski. I'm going with Lipski. I believe she's the underdog right now. I think the line's flipped from what it says here on Tapology. I like Karine Silva's game. However, Ariane Lipski's been defending the takedowns in her most recent fights, and on this comeback win streak she's on, she's been looking really good. She stopped the takedowns, getting her hips back, and she's been violent on the feet, pushing forward, putting a pace on these girls. And Silva, a finisher, always kind of had to fight her way. She's never really had to fight too many dirty fights, and Lipski's kind of been there, done that. So I think that experience will pay off maybe in that more competitive type of style fight Lipski's been in. So give me Lipski by decision. I think that she can pull this one off, go for 4 in a row.
Yeah, Silva, she's looked really good of late. I think three UFC fights, all first round submissions. She's hasn't really been tested at getting past that second round. So she's never been subbed before. I feel like if this does go outside of that first round, goes into that second, late second, into that third round too. I think Lipski will take over with damage. Silva's just never been tested outside of the first round.
Sure.
So she's only been to one decision. Don't love that.
Typically, grapplers like this too, they run a pace where she's going to try to grapple the entire first round, and she might get herself exhausted, and then Lipski's got energy for rounds 2 and 3.
Exactly. I feel like that's what's going to happen here.
I don't like Lipski. She doesn't have much head movement. That's something I don't like in her game. I do like that she throws combos. Silva's style is more like she'll stand like way out of range, and then she'll kind of dart in and make a move or use a teep kick. She stands pretty tall. I don't think she's a bad striker. I just think Lipski brings a little bit more to the table. So, interesting fight. This is like a great chick fight, if you ask me.
It's probably one of the only ones looking forward to.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's better. Probably, it might even be one of the best matchups on the card because, you compare this to Marnic, Mann, and Ketlen Souza. Jesus. Anyway, Lipski by decision. Okay, for the next fight, we have Ryan Spann versus Anthony Smith. Excuse me, Bogdan Duskov. Taking Ryan Spann. Bogdan, neither of these guys impressed me, but I think this is these guys are both hammers and not nails. They can deliver the hit but not take them. I just think Ryan Spann's the bigger hammer, and I think that he can knock out Bogdan. Bogdan's been rocked pretty easily by Volkan Ozdemir. He's been beating up on a really small guys in his accumulated wins. And the under 1.5 should play. It should play. I think I'm going to take a Spann KO round 1 here.
I love that. Under 1.5. Both these guys are round 1 fighters, pretty much. Guskov, his last however many, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fights are all in that first round. Same for Spann besides that last Anthony Smith fight. So, this should be fun for as long as it lasts. I think Guskov is.
Oh my god! I didn't even realize that Ryan Spann's facing Anthony Smith twice in a row in different forms. Right. That's bizarre.
I think Guskov's is pretty entertaining. He has unique striking. He has his hands low and likes to bring them up from weird angles. Could catch Spann, but Spann's just super powerful himself, and I think he'll get the better of him with Guskov's hands by his hips.
It feels like Ryan Spann is like almost the same as Johnny Walker. They're both just huge dudes. The difference is like Spann has power, like uses his hands to like boxing at times to knock people out versus like Walker would spin and do crazy shit. But yeah, they both don't really have a chin. That's another part. Like every time Span gets hit, his legs kind of give out. But then for the same time, Duskov kind of has the same thing going on. So again, I like the under. If the under is shit, maybe just win in round 1 or either fighter by knockout. I mean, fuck, you got options here. So anyway, any more thoughts?
Yeah, it could be a parlay piece. I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah. All right. Span, KO, round 1. Okay, for the last fight, guys, please drop a like, subscribe, check out the Patreon as always, guys, to get those bets. And we got Matheus Nicolau versus Alex Perez. Taking Matheus Nicolau. Alex Perez, pretty decent overall, but he's really reliant on a leg kicking game and a high volume striking game. And I don't see too much power in his hands. And I feel like Nicolau is just much more powerful with his hands. The problem is Nicolau is a lot lower in volume in how he throws punches. So if you're looking at a judge's scorecard, that can be kind of complex to score. But I do think actually Nicolau will get the knockout here. He's got nice power. He's rocked some opponents, and I mean obviously knocked out Matt Schnell, rocked Dvorak in their fight, and he just like plants his feet, and he has this really low, wide stance, and he'll just fucking chuck something. And, you know, that low stance is also how he got caught by a knee by Royval, but I don't think that threat is here, because Perez also has a low stance, so yeah, give me Nicolau. I'm going to go with knockout.
Yeah, Nicolau likes to play it safe. He circles the cage really well, got good footwork, stays safe, like I said. Doesn't throw the most volume, but when he does throw, I think it is with good intention. He's a pretty good point fighter, and yeah, I feel like he'll be winning this fight and then eventually KOing Perez here.
Boom. I mean, the judge's scorecard does make me a little nervous because Nicolau, he just does circle around the outside, but I do think judges do see his method or just fight style. They don't judge him for being on the back foot the whole fight because he does make his opponents, you know, miss or, you know, not be able to just kind of corner him very well. But
right.
This is also in the small cage, which could, you know, make it a little bit harder for his style to play out just because he loves to do that circling. I just don't see it all on Perez. You know, he did stop a lot of the takedowns from Machado, which was impressive and showed good wrestling, but also did no damage in that fight. And yeah, overall I just see Nicolau better in every way. So
yeah, I mean Nicolau's only 3 losses are all by KO. Perez doesn't really I wouldn't say impresses with the KO power.
Right. All right. I think it's simple as that. I mean, this main event is not too crazy for me. Both these guys don't really feel like they're exactly in the title picture. I mean, they are up there, but they're not a fight away. But right. I guess Steve Urseg got a shot after beating Matt Schnell, so who fucking knows?
Yeah, I feel like that was just all timing with cop out or whatever he had going on.
Yeah, they just needed a fight all of a sudden.
Yeah. And they didn't want to give Muhammad Makayev
yeah, because he would have got fucking dusted. If Makayev he would get choked out. All right. Nicolau, KO, round 4. Okay, to recap, UFC 300 bets. Negative card. Makes 2 in a row. I mean, losing 2 units in the last 2 weeks, but it's not the biggest of deals. I mean, there's a lot of people who got absolutely fucked on this card, so starting it off, Bobby Green. I would say it was easy money, and my read was pretty great on this fight. But he did get clipped. You know, he did get rocked like 2 or 3 times, which still made me extremely nervous. But he fought exactly how I expected him to. He did a lot of shit talking, which was pretty funny. And he did his spit up in the air, which was also awesome. I know you love that.
Yeah, I gotta love that. Him spitting after his name's announced as the winner. I love. There's one I can't remember exactly what fight it was, but Keith Peterson was the ref, and he's like gave him the nasty look because he got water all over him.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bobby Green's super entertaining. Yeah, it was nervous when he did get caught a few times, but yeah, he eventually took over as the fight went on, and it was a great read by you.
We need a hit denial counter on Bobby Green, because in that fight he got hit probably 50 times. I think he probably denied 40 times that he got hit.
Yeah.
No, you didn't hit me. No.
That was off the shoulder.
Anyway, next one, Rakic. I still stand by this one pretty well. I mean, he chewed up the lead leg, which is something that we really looked at. He just failed to grapple in this fight, which is one of the biggest strengths I thought he had. But he still, he hit Jiri pretty fucking clean a couple of times, and Jiri's chin just held up. And Rakic just doesn't have that same, in the pocket awareness, or hasn't been in enough wars to really deal with Jiri being on his case. So Rakic was it was all him in round 1. And then it was a little bit of him in round 2, and then all Jiri. So, not shocked.
Jiri's chin's got to be tested, because Rakic hit him with a clean elbow in that second round. It felt like he was gonna KO him there, but yeah, he didn't. I just thought Rakic would destroy that lead leg, like we said, and then when Prohaska will go in there like a madman, I thought he'd be able to take him down. Because he'd overextend on those punches and be easy if he would drop down to a single leg and take him down. He'd win a round easily with that, but he obviously didn't do that, and it cost him the fight.
Yeah, I mean, Rakic is, I think he also was throwing too much. He was throwing leg kicks, and he missed about 8 in a row, and I was just this is burning energy. He just needs to stick behind a jab in a fight like that. But anyway. Prop bets. Yusuf and Lopez under 1.5 rounds. Easiest hit. I mean, I don't know how Lopez didn't get a $300K bonus. I know they said they took care of them, probably got $20,000 or some shit, but just ran right through Yusuf. Just no fucking problem. If Diego Lopez under is ever given out again, I'm fucking taking it at 1.5.
And plus money too.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That was no. I never see too many people playing that under 1.5. That was an easy hit.
Yeah. Diego Lopez, he's a star in the making.
Is that 3 fights in a row in under a minute? I think it is.
They're all a minute 30, minute 18. They're
Yeah.
all super short, just over a minute for all 3 of them.
Killer.
Yeah.
Unreal power, too, from the collar tie, uppercuts.
Yeah. Super entertaining, and he's got star power.
Uh-huh. And then, the man who doesn't have star power, Jalen Turner, folks. I mean, everyone got burned by this one, didn't they? I mean, Moicano is a wet blanket, and that's just the style he's gonna carry on people, but when you knock him down, man, finish the fucking fight. Jesus. And because it was a good knockdown, but it also wasn't a flatline knockdown. It was just if you follow that up with one big punch, it's over. And he walked away and he paid for it, and then also fucking gave up. I mean, the punches that were coming through weren't even hitting him when he was covered up. He could have worked a little bit harder to survive, but he just let himself die. So
yeah, he's a weight bully bitch, and all those ground and pound shots didn't land. They're all hitting his arms, and he gave up like a little girl. And he walked away from $300K and his win bonus.
Oh shit! Yeah, I didn't even think about that. $300K. Yeah, you just left that on the table.
Yeah, he's an absolute idiot, and I will never be betting on that guy again unless it's against a trash can.
And the weird thing is, Moicano, in my opinion, didn't even look that good. He's been getting hurt in his fights over and over.
Turner hurt him in the body 10 seconds into the fight.
And then got taken down.
Yeah.
He ran right into him. Oh, God,
he ran
these
into
people.
him like a spaz and got taken down.
But and Moicano's getting hurt versus Dober. I mean, like he has his moments obviously with wrestling, but he's not looking good enough to like rely on him either. So that's another tough part of a fight like that.
Yeah.
And then another one that burned everyone: Bo Nickel, Cody Brundage under 1.5. I can't say I'm shocked because the stand-up, of course Bo Nickel I thought would take him to the ground, but Cody Brundage just played the game of what people have for every time they face a great grappler like Umar Nurmagomedov. They just don't give up their back, and they play all defense as they can on the ground until the next round will start. And, you know, it wasn't extremely I mean, it's still a finish for Bo Nickel, but yeah, he didn't look that impressive. And his stand-up, as Joe Rogan loves to say, stand-ups, this guy's got crazy stand-up. No, he doesn't. I mean, Christ, he's beaten a fucking lawnmower. So, Cody Brundage, like, pretty much, it's hard to say he rocked him because Bo Nickel never fell down or anything, but he still hit him. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that was the first time Nickel's really been hit before.
Yeah.
But yeah, Brundage just wanted to survive out there, and Nickel was all right with going to second round for the first time, and just took too long for the under 1.5.
Bo Nickel's talking shit about like Hamzat's wrestling. What would Hamzat do to Cody Brundage? That's what I want to see. We need to make that the next fight.
I agree. I would love to see that.
Anyway. And then Wei Li, it was a little sloppy, but still got it done. Won 4 of the 5 rounds. And yeah. Alex Pereira, Jesus Christ. Simple as that. Max Holloway, we were one of the people that picked him. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And
I was thinking about betting him. I thought everybody would be on Gaethje, so I was waiting for the line to get up, and it went the other way. I didn't think everybody will be picking Holloway like they were.
Right. Aljamain Sterling showed why he'll never get a performance bonus in the UFC.
But he said today he had the most dominant performance
with no damage.
300.
I think Alex Pereira's performance is a little bit better.
Yeah.
A little more dominant.
All the 3 guys coming off of injuries all lost.
Yeah.
Mitch Cater and Jamal Hill.
Yep. Weird. But
yeah.
Anyway, Cater, I don't know if I'd never pick him again. That was bad. That was real bad.
Yeah, he looked slow. I don't know.
Slow and looked like he didn't even prepare wrestling, and at times looked like he didn't even attempt to defend the takedowns. Kind of strange.
Yeah.
But Aljo be a bitch still.
Kayla Harrison for the title shot?
She'll probably get it, yeah. And she'll probably win. When you're that heavy.
Yes, yeah.
Dude, she's definitely got bigger arms than I do, I think. She's got it.
I think she said she was like 160 the night of the fight.
It's 5 pounds heavier than me right now, so.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's
These are the bets, guys. If I lose a little bit of units for a great card, I don't give a fuck. That's the truth. And again, I think we did better than a lot of cappers did. And we still got screwed by Turner. And the Bo Nickel under. Anyway, the reads are still there.
Spastic.
Yeah. The reads were still there. All right, guys. Peace.
Peace.
I know. It doesn't matter from the trenches. I'm built like this. Don't doubt me, I couldn't do it. The Austen, I couldn't do it. Look at me now. Never